Okay, so here we are taking a look at asters. This is purple dome, and I know it seems a little bit early to be thinking about purple dome right now, but with that said, take a look at this crop. It's really nice and consistent, so showing some nice clean canful foliage, and you know, it's going to be a little while before you get some flowers, but still it's a really nice looking crop now, and why not have these on your shelves? Bring them on in. Aster purple dome. Take a look at that. You're looking at Delosperma Jewel Desert Garnet. These things look really awesome right now. You can see those flowers are just starting to open up. Still a lot of buds on these too. And this is a very cool plant, very hardy. The ice plant, and you can see all the red. Look at that color all the way through this crop here. So it's a really nice looking crop. Lots of flowers, lots of nice red color to them right now. Got that yellow center to help them stand out a little bit. Jewel Desert Garnet, Delosperma. Okay, here we're looking at a crop of Veronica Royal Candles, and you can see all the way down the line here some really nice looking plants. These are probably getting up there maybe 2, 3, 4 inches or so, and they're right now a nice little ball sitting in that container. They're can full, really clean foliage. You can still see some new growth popping up on these things too. Still a little ways away from that nice purple candle flower that you get, but with that said, a really good looking crop, and you could still put these on your shelf and have a nice looking plant to show off there. So Veronica Royal Candles. Okay, here we are at Silene Clifford Moore. Take a look at this crop, really nice looking. You can see a couple of flowers peeking through over there, popping out. They get that nice pink flower that kind of stands above the foliage a little bit. Also, you can't miss it, that really nice looking variegated foliage with the yellow goldish edging and the green centers. It's a really nice looking crop right now, and you know, with that pink flower on top, it's a really great looking plant. Without it, it's still a really great looking plant. You have that really cool foliage that goes along with it. So you know, these things can bud, they can bloom. You have a really great plant. You can cut them back, and you still got a or deadhead them, I should say. You still got a really nice looking plant that'll really stand out on your shelves. With that said, you deadhead them, and you're going to get a rebloom on these. So go ahead and bring them on in. You're looking at Silene Clifford Moore, looking great right now. Take a look at these Aquilegia double rose and white. These things are really nice right now. You can see they're can full, pushing a lot of foliage out, and they're not quite blooming or budded yet. Now there's a couple buds in there, I see, I guess, but it won't be long before you get that flower, that really nice double flower. Aquilegia double rose and white. Okay, here we're looking at Delosperma fire spinner, and not quite like the desert jewel. These things aren't really blooming just yet, but you can see a little bit of that winter color still in there, but these will green up soon enough, as long as that weather will break. So I guess we're kind of a little bit waiting on that guy, but Mother Nature, she's going to help us out sooner or later, hopefully sooner rather than later. But here we are looking at the fire spinner again, and it's a nice looking crop. These are all can full. Why not bring them on in, because it won't be long before you get that nice flower with them. That fire spinner has that really cool tri-colored flower to it. So Delosperma fire spinner, bring them in. All right, take a look at this Artemisia. This is the Powys Castle. It's a really nice foliage plant, so you can bring these things anytime, and it's going to put on a nice little show for you. Kind of has a hint of silver to the foliage. These things grow into a nice little round mound. Don't require too much maintenance, and they like it dry, so make sure you keep it a little bit on the dry side. But Artemisia, Powys Castle, looking really good right now. Take a look at those flowers here. This is on the Phlox Sherwood Purple. These things are looking really nice right now, all budded and bloomed. It's got nice clean foliage right underneath there. And you know, if you're looking for an upright phlox right now, our bubblegum series, they're not quite there yet. Still a little ways to go. They're looking nice, but you know what? This is the one to bring in. Phlox Sherwood Purple. Here we are at the Sedum Autumn Joy. This is a really nice looking crop, and you can see it's a large crop that it is. We have lots of these available, and they're looking really nice right now. Got that nice succulent kind of foliage popping out there, and they're not too top heavy yet. Looking really good. You don't really need a flower. Just kind of has that unique foliage to go with it. So it's just a nice looking plant as it is. And then you get that bonus when the flower does pop. So Sedum Autumn Joy. Okay, we're back at the blue fescue. Take a look at this. Another nice looking crop here all the way down the line. Really consistent, showing that nice greenish blue foliage. And I don't know, they're standing maybe 4 inches tall, but looking really sturdy and looking really nice. Bring them in now, get a little bit of grass that's showing something on your shelves, and a little bit of that blue color as well. They prefer the cool weather anyways, so it's a really good time to bring them on in. Grass, Elijah Blue. Here we are at the Leucanthemum Banana Cream. These are the Shasta daisies, and as you can see, these are a proven winner. It's a really nice plant, and it's a really nice looking crop that we have here. As you can see, really nice clean green foliage, and these are a little bit unique in that they have that light yellow flower to it, as most Shasta daisies are a white variety. So bring these on in. It'll give you a nice little bit of color in the middle of your Leucanthemum. You have this nice little yellow flower. Leucanthemum Banana Cream. So here we are at another Leucanthemum. You're looking at Becky. This is kind of a standard. This one will get a couple feet tall. It's really nice. Show off that really cool white flower, and lots of them. As you can see all the way down the line here, it's a really good looking crop. Really nice green foliage coming through right now, getting ready to bring up some flowers later on. Leucanthemum Becky. Take a look at those flowers right there. That is the flower of Dianthus Frosty Fire. And as you can see too, there are a lot of buds on that plant. And that goes the same for everyone in this crop right here. You can see there's flowers here and there, but you know what, there's lots and lots of buds out there. So you're soon to get a whole bunch of flowers on these, and as you can see, the color of that flower really stands out over that silverish foliage. Bring them on in. You're about to get a whole lot of color on your shelves. So Dianthus Frosty Fire, consider it, order it, and bring them in. Here are some more nice looking flowers here. It's a light pink, lavender-ish colored flower on the Geranium Espresso. And this is a really neat plant. I like this one a whole lot just because it has that really nice looking foliage, as you could see, and those flowers just really stand out above it. You got that really reddish, brownish, bronze foliage to go underneath when they're not in bloom. So it's still a really nice looking plant. But with that said, there's lots of flowers out here and a lot more blooms with that said. So Geranium Espresso, bring them on in, and you're going to have a whole lot of color whether they're in bloom or not. Here you're looking at the really nice foliage of the Heuchera Bronze Wave. This is an American Beauty, so it's a native, and it's great to bring in some wildlife. It's a nice pollinator when it does bloom, but again, this is one of those really great plants that who needs a flower when you got foliage like this. Really nice color, and the color really lasts too. So Heuchera Bronze Wave. Here we are, Tiarella. You're looking at a nice little white flower, lots of buds on this crop here, and these are really neat. Got that nice little heart-shaped leaf with the bronze and green foliage, and it's a really nice consistent crop right now. Again, like I said, budded and looking really nice. Bring these things on in, just like a lot of the Heuchera and Heucherellas. This Tiarella will give you nice color year-round, or at least season-round, with its really nice foliage. Here we're looking at Armeria Splendens. So you can see some buds, actually a lot of buds on this one, some flowers, but you can see the buds and flowers are, you know, kind of here and there, but right now it still is a really good looking plant, whether you got the buds or the flowers or either on them right now. So it's looking really good. Nice clean round mound of green foliage underneath, and Armeria Splendens. Bring them in, good looking plant, get you some nice pop of color. Here's another really good looking Dianthus. This is the Eastern Star. You can see nice amount of flowers on there, and even more buds than that. So it's a really good looking crop, and you're going to be able to bring in some really nice color with this, because you know, with all those flowers, there's only a lot more buds to follow, which is only going to give you a lot more color. Looks really good over that silverish blue foliage. Again, this is Dianthus Eastern Star, and as I can hear a little bit of sleet above me here, I just want to remind everybody that we need to keep an eye on the weather and protect these perennials a little bit. We want to make sure we take care of them so you can get that really nice plant for the whole season. All right, just look at that color on this Lysimachia aurea. This is a really great ground cover, and as you can see, these things are just starting to spill over the edges of these containers. You can see it's really showing that really nice bright yellow foliage to it, and a lot of that light green bright new growth underneath. And you know, part of what makes this plant so great is that it's almost impossible to not grow. Lysimachia aurea. Take a look at these Anemone sylvestris. Look at that really nice flower. It's a really nice clean white with that yellow center. You can see the foliage underneath is really standing out too. These things are pushing hard and look really great. Bud and bloom on all these down the line, as you can see. It's a really nice consistent crop. Anemone sylvestris. Okay, what time is it, everybody? Say it with me, it's woolly time. Check this crop out. I love this stuff. It's great for those fairy gardens or miniature gardens that seem to be all the rave right now. And excuse me, as you can see, it's a really good looking crop, nice and fluffy. Just getting out to the can's edge, maybe spilling over a little bit, but the time is woolly time. You can't go wrong with this crop. It's really easy and great again for containers and fairy gardens. Woolly time. Okay, take a look at that awesome red of the sedum firecracker. You can see why it's called that. Really nice looking ground cover, and all the way down the line, really nice consistent crop. These are the plants that work, and it's a nice hardy ground cover to give you a pop of color right now too when you're just looking at the foliage. So don't be afraid to bring these in. You don't need a flower for this one. It's one of those great plants where you can just throw them on your shelves and have color right away. Sedum firecracker. Here we are at Coreopsis baby sun. These really have a nice yellow daisy kind of flower to them, and you know, it's a nice spring bloomer, and you can see the foliage right now is really popping, and it's a really nice looking consistent crop here. You can put these things on your shelf, and why not bring them in, let them bud and bloom on your shelves, or even better yet, put them on your shelf, sell them, and let them bud and bloom at somebody's yard. These guys look great right now, and it's an awesome time to bring them on in, as it is a nice spring plant. And you know what? This is another one where if you deadhead these things, they will bloom and rebloom for you again and again and again all season long. Coreopsis baby sun. Okay, here we're looking at sedum lime zinger. Excuse me, that's a nice little ground cover, another one of those great sedum ground covers. And as you can see, these things are starting to push right now, just about the can's edge, but it's a really nice looking clean crop. And as you can see, there's a whole bunch coming out from the centers of these. Sedum lime zinger, bring them in. All right, here's one that I think I haven't highlighted. This is the Gaultheria procumbens, and as you can see, there's a whole lot of fruit on these things. It's a really neat ground cover as you get this fruit, and you'll have it all winter long, and that'll usually last until you get some flowers into the spring, which makes it a really neat plant. It has really neat winter interest, and it's just a really nice hardy ground cover. Gaultheria procumbens. Give it a shot.